Hello everyone. Today we will be testing, yes, these three Pokemon, yes. Empoleon, Altaria, and Malamar in a team. We're gonna be leading Altaria, and have two save swaps as Empoleon and Malamar. Now, what we're testing out here is really that EMP-TARIA core from last season. If you play a lot of PvP, you would know that Empoleon and Altaria make a really good core. And Malamar is just that really good save swap. Alright, so in the first battle, we have Altaria against Melmetal. This is going to be really awkward because we can output super effective damage, but we are very slow and they can output normal damage at a faster pace. Additionally, Dragon Breaths are resisted, so it will be kind of difficult to farm them down if we ever need to. Since there's Steel type in the front, they might want to have some Water type on an Altaria in the back, potentially. If it is an Altaria, I would want to save a bit of health on Altaria in case I need to deal some chip Dragon Breath damage and save a healthy Malamar because it does perform quite well against Altaria. Alright, so opponent sends in Annihilate, and honestly nice catch of the Drill Peck onto their Bastiodon. Yeah, we're gonna send in Malamar. We're gonna bank a move in case maybe Annihilate comes back and we can snipe it. We can combo play it with that Drill Peck. Stone Edge lands and it does quite a lot of damage, but Malamar gonna be able to go for that superpower, and we have another move loaded. Okay, so they switch into Annihilate and they throw one and they use Range Fist here. Okay, that's gonna boost them up. Altaria's gonna come back in, please. Yes, alright, amazing. We can get to the Sky Attack, and this will deal heavy damage. Yes, it will knock them out. Bastiodon comes back in, and Empoleon uses Hydro Cannon, and out goes Bastiodon. And that's game win. Honestly, their team was very weak to ground just now. But, because of the Mud Slap nerf, maybe they weren't expecting to see a lot of ground types, I guess. Anyways, next match we have a mirror lead, Altaria and Altaria. They go for Flamethrower, which is kind of weird. We're gonna go for the Sky Attack here. This will deal a lot more damage compared to Flamethrower, and this will get them low. Yeah, we will shield this, and we can keep our Altaria alive. We can get that shield advantage. Alright, what's gonna come in? It's gonna be Quagsire, and I'm gonna go for the Sky Attack here. They're not... I think an Aqua Tail might KO here. It's fine, I'll just go for the Sky Attack. I'll just try to unload my energy, not waste that energy on... well... if, like, my Altaria dies, the energy's gonna be wasted. Alright, they go for Stone Edge. They want to be safe. We can now come in with Empoleon here. Because they're on Stone Edge, I don't think they're on Mud Bomb. So I think Empoleon can deal with this guy pretty well. Unfortunately, they are on Mud Bomb, Stone Edge, which I was not expecting at all. So he will get very low. What's in the back? It's a Raichu. Let's switch into Malamar here. I don't think they're gonna Wild Charge. I think they're gonna go Trailblaze. And they do. So, we're gonna farm up. Trailblaze number 2 will kill. So we will shield that. And double Foul Play. Yeah, we just basically win. Because Raichu is very glassy. Foul Play number 1 gets that shield. Foul Play number 2 picks up the knockout. And that's GG's. Alright. Going into the next match. We're going to be leading Altaria into Altaria. Remember, Altaria core is very strong, so I'm going to expect that there's going to be an Empoleon in the back. Yes, we're going to play this mirror match for a bit. Sky Attack. They win CMP. They output damage first. We go for Sky Attack. And we miss a bubble. Of course. Just great, I mean. Catch on to Empoleon. This should be a Sky Attack if they're not doing anything dumb. and I think they're just gonna let it go. No, they're gonna send in Whiscash. Wow, okay, spicy choice. We're gonna go for the Hydro Cannon. Now, now Whiscash is always gonna be wanting to run Mud Bomb. We're just gonna let this go. It's fine. We can come in Altaria because it's very unlikely they're also running something like Blizzard, and they're not even gonna reach it. We already have a Sky Attack banked, so they're probably just gonna. Yep, they're gonna let that go. Altaria comes back in, farms down Malamar. What's in the back? It's Ninetales with Fire Spin. Amazing. Just great. Fire Spin, Ninetales. Amazing for us. Weather Ball 1 gets shielded. Foul play, I throw on bad timing. That's my fault. We're always going to be able to win this matchup because Ninetales with Fire Spin is just garbage. It's just absolute garbage. Weather Ball number 2 grabs shield 2. We're going to farm up 8 Psy Waves, throw our foul play on good timing. This will grab their final shield, farm up 2 Psy Waves, and we'll throw another foul play. This will guarantee the knockout. Alright, and Altaria is just going to come back in and exit right away. He's going to get Psy Wave down. Alright, hopping into the next match, leading Altaria into Sandslash. We're going to safe swap into Empoleon. And you might ask, why are we safe swapping into Empoleon instead of Malamar here? Because Malamar clearly has a better matchup. Well, in case they have a counter to Malamar in the back when we send in Malamar, our Malamar is just gonna get deleted. That's why we want to send in Empoleon. So if they have an Empoleon counter in the back, they'll kill our Empoleon instead of killing our Malamar, so we can use Malamar for the Sandslash matchup. Anyways, they safe swap into Kingdra. We're just gonna spam up Drill Pegs here. We get a shield advantage and switch advantage, which is really good. We're gonna come in Malamar here. See, this is why you safe swap into the one that doesn't perform as well when you have 2 options. Alright, so their last mon is Grumpig, and we just win this battle. Amazing. Alright, next match, leading Altaria into Shadow A-Slash. Another one. Are we for real right now? I keep seeing this every single match, I swear. Alright, anyways, we safe swap into Empoleon. They respond with Shadow K-Whack. Okay, so this guy just loves ground moves, I guess. Hydro Cannon, alright. It's got shielded, normal. They want to keep their Shadow K-Whack alive. Why? Because they're really, they have a lot of health right now. They're gonna farm us down. We're gonna go into Altaria. We can tank a Rock Slide. We can definitely tank a Rock Slide. But we can't tank 2. So if they do reach the second one, I'm gonna want to shield. Alright, they're on the second one. I'm gonna want to shield this, yeah. Otherwise, I might die, and they Bone Club bait, of course. Alright, we're gonna Sky Attack. We're gonna farm up a lot. We over farmed a lot. And actually, we have a lot of energy right now. So even if they send in Shadow A-Slash, we can Flamethrower to Oblivion. And in comes Shadow A-Slash. And now out goes Shadow A-Slash after Yep, alright. Flamethrower. Bye-bye. Alright, in comes Gastrodon. We're going to send in Malamar. And we're going to farm up a lot. We're going to overfarm. And we're going to go for the foul play. We're always just going to be spamming out foul plays here. They go for Body Slam. And oh no. We only used 1 Psy Wave. We only farmed out 1 Psy Wave here, and I think I'm pretty confident that's a fatal mistake here. That's what caused us to lose this game here, and that's because if we farmed up 1 more Psy Wave, we would have CMP'd them and won that CMP because Malamar actually has a decent attack stat. I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how we lost that game. All right. Yeah, we led Altaria into Turtonature in this round. They safe swapped into Poliwrath, and we're gonna safe swap into Malamar to respond to that. Our Psy Waves are gonna do quite a bit of damage, and because they have a Fire type and a Water type, I think their last mon is gonna be a Grass type, so I kind of want to save Altaria for that. I'm gonna Superpower here, because if they no shield foul play, honestly I think it still kills. I don't want to risk that. Altaria comes back in here because we can easily deal with it. They can output another Icy Wind before we get the farm down. but that's no problem, because, well, they get another move, but we send in Empoleon, we catch the move, we successfully catch the move. This is amazing. They send in Turtonator, and we will always be able to outpace them to the move. This is because we have a 2-turn move, they have a 5-turn move being Incinerate. They're not going to take super effective damage, but it's still going to be neutral, and we're going to take neutral damage from Incinerate as well. Dragon Pulse picks up the knockout here, but we can shield this. This is going to be a Dragon Pulse, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. Alright, we shielded the right move. We CMP'd them. We're going to undercharge here and look for a farm down that can get us a lot of energy into whatever's in the back. They send in Poliwrath going for a catch, and they fail. In the back, it's Greninja, and this game is a loss for my opponent, because Sky Attack, as you can see, deals a lot of damage, and we have to. And so they just, their Greninja just comes in and goes out immediately. Turtonator can't do a thing here, and that's game win. Hopping into the next match, we're gonna have Altaria into Fearow. Fearow's gonna be able to spam out those drill pecks really fast, and they're gonna have a lot of fast move pressure with their pecks. But so will we with our Dragon Breaths, because Dragon Breath, despite the nerf to damage quite a few seasons ago, it's still gonna do something significant damage. Alright, so we tried to throw the Sky Attack on good timing, but they did catch on the Tinkaton. Now, I will send in Empoleon here, despite having a lot of energy on Altaria, where we can actually kind of reach a flamethrower and deal some significant damage. Why? Because what I'm predicting in the back is a ground type, maybe even a Mud Boy. Because both Tinkaton and Fearow are really weak to Ufisk. And Ufisk counters, well, usually they're Mud Boys, maybe Jellicent. Jellicent actually loses to Ufisk, I think. Well, it's a Seismitoad here, and we can spam out those Hydro Cannons because we farmed out the Tinkaton perfectly. Alright, so they're gonna shield that second Hydro Cannon, no problem. What we can do here is we're gonna send in Malamar. This is because Seismitoad just farmed down Empoleon and has a lot of energy. If we send in Altaria, they're gonna be able to grab a shield and knock our Altaria out with an Icy Wind. So we're gonna send in Malamar. Malamar always gonna be happy to absorb 1 or 2 Icy Winds. They're gonna send in Fearow, and we're gonna catch onto Altaria because I remember they were 1 away from that drill peck. But Malamar, we're gonna take some quite significant damage from the pegs. It's fine though because we have a huge energy lead, and here we can get to 2 foul plays before they can get to a second drill peck. So Fearow goes down. Seismitoad's very low, so we just farmed him down with Psywave. Alright, I remember this match being really weird. Reason why is because their Whimsicott's on Charm. Yes, the nerfed Charm. And usually Whimsicott are running, I think, Fairy Wind, Seed Bomb, and Moonblast. They're on Charm, so they're going to be able to output quite a bit of fast move damage here that we can't shield, but we will be able to get to 2 Sky Attacks before... Okay, they just catch on. I think that's Ufisk. No, that's G-Fisk. Okay, that's G-Fisk. That's gonna be weird, because we're gonna force them to throw a move here. We're gonna force them to use all their energy here, because if they don't, we're gonna be able to get to a Flamethrower. We're gonna send in Malamar, because Empoleon will of course have that risk of being hit with a super effective Earthquake, and will also take a lot of damage from Stunfisk's fast move, which is Mud Shot. Malamar gonna be able to output super effective fighting type damage with its superpower. If they don't shield, they die here. I think they just quit their game. No, okay, they send in Whimsicott. We're gonna send in Empoleon. We can tank fairy type fast move damage, but they do use Grass Knot. Whimsicott is very glassy, so that Grass Knot actually did quite a lot. Grass Knot number 2 is going to be shielded, and I'm going to go for the Hydro Cannon, hope they don't shield. I think they might shield here. No, they don't shield. Alright, nice. What's in the back? It's a Talonflame, and I think that was a 1-turn switch in, which is amazing for us. Malamar comes in. We're gonna be able to get to that foul play after 4 side waves. And then foul play number 2 is just going to pick up the knockout. And that's good game. Talonflame's dead. Yeah. And we win with the shield intact. Alright, so going into the next match, we're going to have Altaria into Primate. This is going to be really bad if they have Ice Punch, but lead Primates, and specifically non-Shadow, I don't think they're going to be riding Ice Punch. They're probably going to be on Rage Fist Close Combat because they want to do that first turn Close Combat. Not first turn, but like, first move Close Combat, and then they want to dip. So, Rage Fist, Primate's just going to be spamming out Rage Fist here. Sky Attack, number 1. Is it going to grab the shield or the Mon? It grabs the shield. Alright, that's fine. We can shield this move right now. I don't think they're going to shield a second time, right? And Sky Attack number 2. Is it grabbing the shield or the Mon? It's grabbing the shield! Okay. And we lag there. Of course we lag because we love lag. Rage Fist knocks us out. Well, I'm going to send in Malamar here because Empoleon is just going to take way too much Karate Chop damage. They send in Clodsire. Okay, so maybe they have something really, really weak to Malamar in the back. That's the reason why they're sending in Clodsire, because I can't think of another reason why they would send in a Poison type into a Psychic type. So, foul play number 1. Alright, gets them into the yellow zone. Foul play number 2. Does it get the knockout? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yep, it does. Okay. Alright. It's a Kingdra in the back. Why didn't they just send in the Kingdra? It's a Kingdra. It's not weak to Psychic. It's not weak to Fighting. It's not weak to Dark. And then you send in Clodsire. Oh my days. Alright, anyways. That's just a free win for us, I guess. Alright, so in conclusion, this is a great team. Altaria and Empoleon, really strong core. Malamar, really strong safe swap. Alright, I think with this team, you might have a bit of trouble with Fortress, especially because it can output super effective Sand Tube onto Empoleon, Rock Tube onto Altaria, and if they're running Bug Bite, then it's going to be a nightmare. But, yeah, Altaria and Empoleon can tank those Bug Bites. I think this is a really good team. I really enjoy using this, and I think you guys should also try this team out. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice, have a nice time playing this team.